Woohoo! Welcome to Sober AF Podcast. This is Sober AF. We celebrate safe spaces and fun places.
Hell yes!
Woo, woo, woo.
Yay!
Well, how are you doing, Sammy?
I'm good. How are you, Duke?
I am exhausted. I am emotionally exhausted. We've had a big run.
Yeah, we did. We took a little bit of a break from the podcast because I think we all needed to recoup after what happened.
Yes. I'm sure everyone heard.
What happened?
Festival out in Texas, the Texas Solar Eclipse. We were out there for 6 nights camping, and then the last night we had to get a hotel because of the storm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
Yes.
So you already know.
We survived barely.
Yeah, exactly. So it was April 3rd through the 10th was our trip. We went to Texas. We went to Burnett, Texas, and it was a voyage. I will say it was a voyage.
Yes. It was such a voyage. Yeah, it was the most aggressive thing we've ever done at Sober AF Entertainment. I mean, we have flown and done music festivals before, and maybe 4 days. I think we did one that was maybe 6 days. But yeah, this was 7 nights, 8 days, and 6 of those 7 nights camping. And but it was an amazing festival.
Yes.
And we learned so much at this festival.
Oh, yeah.
Like just what is wanted and what is needed and what we can provide and what are people gaga over.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I think, really an important test for our nonprofit of just what's it going to look like at music festivals.
Yes.
Yeah, I think our definitely our higher powers showed up at that event. Like we got there and we got to they picked a spot for our camping that was like in dirt, but we got to move up and it was more secluded, which I enjoyed. And then the vendor tent was super nice. There was like a stage behind us.
We got the nicest vendor tent there.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yes.
And it had rooms for the meetings we hosted and yoga. We did tarot readings. And it was amazing to see, like, at least every meeting we had, there was at least 20 people there.
At least.
Consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So to start off with, God was totally there because we had, one RV coming from Colorado, actually 2 RVs and 1 van coming. So there was a total of 10 of us, and then 6 of us flew in and rented a car, and then we packed it with food, and we had no room for us to breathe in that car. That was pretty much hell.
Yeah.
So,
well, you say that you sit in the passenger seat, and I'm in the very back with the food because we had to stop at Costco, and then we had to stop at Walmart, plus our luggage in just, a Suburban, not a van, a Suburban.
right.
And so I'm in the back, squished, and I will put a picture of what it looked like for me before we went to Costco, after we went to Costco, and then after we went to Walmart. It was... if I moved, a carrot might fall on my head. So
a carrot could crush you.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Carrot
one
to
little
the
carrot
eye.
moves, next thing you know, it's like propane and tents and luggage and cantaloupe and pineapples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we stopped in Austin to get our credentials, and we had remember the order of this was we went airport, so all our luggage was on the bottom, bags on the bottom, then it was Costco, then Walmart. So we went, and someone on the team was like, "Oh, you're gonna need your IDs to get your credential," and I said, "I'm gonna need my ID, bro. That's in my bag." And do you see the mountain of shit piled up? I can't get that, so I was like praying, and then good news is they only needed Duke's ID, so we were all set. But it was definitely a journey to get there.
And it was awesome because the people who were meeting us met at the same time when we met to pick up our credentials.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we had 10 unique personalities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we all got there, and we needed each one of these different personalities to kind of pull everything off. So, yeah, there was definitely some great highs and some really tough lows.
Yeah.
And, the fact that we did it, stayed sober through it, and still talk to each other, and are doing a motherfucking podcast about it,
Yes.
says a lot.
I mean, just for you to get a general idea of what a day looked like was woke up. We had someone very gracious enough to cook us breakfast.
Yeah, we had a chef.
We had a chef. and then we would go down to the tent by like 10 a.m., get set up, and then we would have a morning meditation for an hour led by some people who practice meditations quite frequently. And then after that, we were there doing tarot readings, right, Sammy?
Yes.
Big
we had
hit.
lots of tarot readings.
We had lots of tarot readings. We had candy or bracelets for sale, and we had a bunch of swag for people who came to our meetings. And then probably around 2 p.m. we had lunch. We would trade off who goes back to the campsite, got lunch. And then 5
By a chef.
Yeah, by a chef again. By a chef. We were
Volunteer chef who came with us.
Yeah.
She was super nice.
Dude, then the food, smacking.
Yeah.
Gas. It was amazing. And then we went to, because I mean, the food there, just for an idea, to get food or any kind of drink, they wanted to sell us a lemonade for like $15.
Right.
Like,
Duke got a smoothie, and then we got 2 lemonades, and it was like $45
Yeah.
total.
yeah,
That's
I
nuts.
cried.
yeah. So, like, thank God we had a chef. And then 5 p.m., we had a check-in meeting, just emotional check-in meeting, how you're doing, what you need. If you need some support, we're here for you. If you need some buddies at an artist you want to go see, we can supply that. And it was really cool. And that was every day. So 11 a.m. meditation meeting, 5 p.m. check-in meeting. And then we were out there till about 9 p.m.
And then we had yoga at 4:30.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of the people with us started doing yoga.
Amy.
Yeah, Amy.
She's
Hard
living
Beauty.
that band life.
Mhm.
Yes. Her van's sick, though.
So she works for Hard Beauty.
Yep.
The folks who were there at the event we did last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it was great. I mean,
So that was the work stuff, but at the same time, there was music going on.
yes.
And a bunch of great DJs and bands. And the musics, we were there Wednesday to Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday to Wednesday. And the music, I think, started Thursday.
Yeah.
Wednesday night it was going too.
They were doing like sound checks,
Yeah.
just testing out.
And yeah, so we had a really cool campsite super close to the entrance. We got super lucky. And then the festival, when it went, it would go 24/7.
Mhm.
So there was definitely different DJs going at different times. And, I just remember one of our groups like, I can't wait to see DJ at 7. And I was like, PM? She's like, oh, no, AM. She was going to go hard all
Oh,
night
yeah.
and see, and hope all of our friends were going to be there at 7 a.m. to see somebody she really liked. And so I'm upset I didn't get to see Bad Snacks.
I know. So what happened? We had a tornado and hail and possible flood watch happen on that Monday into the Tuesday. So Monday they canceled the festival, and we were like, "What do we do?" And Monday was the day of the eclipse.
Correct.
So we were told by them vendors, you got to stay for a little bit, just to get all of the like 45,000 people that were there out, minus the vendors, and we saw the eclipse, and that was really cool. But the thing is like Bad Snacks, Joe Russo's almost dead. We're all scheduled for Monday,
We're a little sad.
so we didn't even get to see who we were talking about,
Right.
which was a little sad.
Now, Joe
I got to
Russo's.
see who I wanted to see, though.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
All right, Sammy.
Bad Snacks coming to town? Can we at
I
least see
don't
them here in
know.
Denver?
I don't know, but she did release a new EP,
Ooh.
so I'm listening to that.
What'd you think of the eclipse?
The eclipse was my favorite part.
Yeah.
How dark it was.
That's
and
why I
then-
was there.
Yeah. The silver ring around it was super cool. I liked, taking pictures of everyone. That's like my favorite thing to do is take pictures.
You guys did great.
So when I was like stressed out and on some of the days, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go take photos.
Yeah.
And that's what I do for like meditation.
Yeah.
But Jenna and I would go to bed at like 9 p.m. and we're like the youngest.
I would say
out of-
10.
Okay, 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
But we're like the youngest out of the group, and Duke and everybody else would be out till like 2 a.m. walking around listening to music.
Just
It
can't.
was-
I can't do it, man. I'm not who I was.
No.
Not who I was.
That's
But
the best thing. It's like, you know what? You just go until you're like, nope, I'm done.
yeah, I needed my tent time.
Yeah.
I get into my tent and I needed to put in my headphones and calm down and then do baby wipe bath because it was so dusty.
Right.
So I was like a little baby, just strip, baby wipe all everywhere. And then I was like, okay, I can put on my PJs and go to bed.
Nice.
And then, And then there were so many bugs. There were a lot of bugs. There was those fuzzy poisonous caterpillars that Duke actually touched.
They're really cute.
Yeah.
It was the
Duke
cutest
is
way to
okay.
die, I think, ever.
Yeah. Duke is okay.
Duke
no
is
bad
alive.
reaction. It was a quick little oopsie. And then I ended up on the way when we were packing up. I stepped in some fire ants. And they got into
They're
my
no
shoe.
joke. Fire ants, no joke.
No, I was like going and Sammy was like, Jenna doesn't make noise usually when things hurt, so it hurts.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
One of my favorite times was when one of the nights I stayed up and, like, our team, like, some of them like to stay and reserve a spot at the rail, like at the front row.
Right.
With the pool noodle and the sign.
Yes.
So I did, and I watched, who did I see?
The floozies?
The Floozies, Big
Big
Gigantic,
Gigantic.
and then I saw
Dirt
String
Wire.
Cheese Incident. I didn't see Dirt Wire.
I think Dirt Wire was before that, maybe.
No, it was a different stage.
Okay.
Because it was all in one stage.
It was all on one stage. I just stayed there, held the fort down, and then, like, I went so hard, like, at the end of String Cheese, I was, like, going like this.
Bro, it was funny. They were telling me, because I was there for Floozies and Big Gigantic. And then I was like, dude, it's like almost 11.
Right.
I gotta
Waving
go.
that white flag.
And I was like, I'm going to take care of my body.
Yeah.
And so I went back
Which
to the
is
tent.
a recovery theme that
Yes.
that I so appreciate. This is how we get through this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because, it's all new. I've never done frickin' 8-day festival.
Yeah.
You
No.
know? And I've been sober a long time and gone to a lot of festivals. So the fact that it's new for you guys and you did every aspect of it, right? From the rail to taking care of yourself to, you showed up and like, what can I do to help?
Yeah.
And being other centered and, just, I don't know what we're doing, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And, trust me, I have no idea how we pulled this off, right? I mean, I really don't know what I'm doing, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But it comes
Fake
together.
it till you make it.
Right? And it's crazy. And through that, we're getting phone calls from other festivals now like, hey, because to me, what I learned was what a big demand fentanyl test strips were.
Oh, my God, yeah.
A lot of people asked for that. We gave all of ours away. We also gave Narcan to other groups. There was, kind of a group that would help people go through a, heavy psychedelic trip. And we gave them the Narcan, and they put up a sign in their vendor area like, hey, if you need fentanyl test strips, go see Sober AF Entertainment, which I thought was so cool because, we have a very specific swim lane, which is this substance-free support, and we kind of dabble a little in the harm reduction in the form of Narcan and fentanyl test strips, and what we're trying to do is, A, keep people alive and really kind of support the person willing to take a night off.
Yeah.
And I love that lane for us.
Yes.
But it was really great to see other groups appreciating what we were doing and, putting a sign up to me meant a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I recently had a conversation with someone where I was hanging out with friends, and they started talking about doing drugs because they are not and they're not sober. And they were like, dude, but like, I'm so scared to do anything nowadays because of how bad like fentanyl is. And they're like, we need fentanyl test strips. And I thought about it, and then we were at the event last night, and there's fentanyl test strips, and I grabbed some. And I texted them, and I was like, hey, like, I can't stop people from doing drugs. People are going to do drugs. That's just plain flat out right there. But if you are going to do them, I would prefer you do them safely, and I'm not getting a call having to go to your funeral.
Right.
So I picked them up, and I texted them, and they were like, you are a lifesaver. Like, thank you so much. Like, all this kind of stuff. And they're like, this is your love language. And I was like, well, it's just me being like a mom now.
Right.
Like, I get it. Like, you guys, like, they support me in my sober journey. But at the end of the day, like, they're still going to do their thing.
What I loved is like how many people showed up for the meeting that were new. Like the very last like little get together we had, like the check-in meeting, there was at least I think like 3 people, and like them opening up and being so vulnerable and like crying, and I hugged so many people, and it was like just the connection that matters most. Just being able to hear somebody and be like, "No, I get it." And like look them in the eyes and be like, "I understand what you're going through and it's tough and like we're here to help," was just so amazing to me. And that's what I love about like being in recovery, is like being there for people where I've been in that such a low spot before.
And there was a couple people who were like, I heard you guys were here. I was looking for you. It took me like 2 days to find you. You know, just the fact that you guys are here gave me so much hope. I knew I could come. I knew I could stay sober. If there was a group here, you know, like stuff like that, that is like, that really is like, that's why we're needed.
Yeah.
Right. And wanted, right? There's a huge need, obviously, but we're going to the spot. Can we make it cool enough that we're really wanted by the community? And everyone who came there, you could tell, was fired up about it.
Yeah. And I got like, I personally, I got a little spiritual experience with like, I was selling some of our bracelets to someone, and their bracelet said like sober AF or like Rule 62. And Rule 62 is a joke for a 12-step program. It's a rule that means don't take yourself so damn seriously. So it was on these bracelets, and this person was like buying them. And they're like, "Oh, I want you to have a bracelet." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And they give me a bracelet, and it says 111. And I was like, "Oh, it's an angel number. Do you know what this angel number means?" And they were like, "Yeah, it means you're in the right place at the right time." And I was like,
Ooh.
"Okay. You don't have to yell it so loud."
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I get it. I was supposed to come on this trip,
Right.
but I got it, and now I have that bracelet, and I wear it most days. And it was just like, I was like, okay, I'm doing the work I need to be doing. And it was really cool because that's like a part of EDM culture, is like trading bracelets or getting bracelets.
Right.
And it felt really special to get that specific bracelet with that specific meaning. And I was like, wow. But yeah, it was really cool.
Pretty cool gift.
Yeah.
Just to know we are actually doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Right? Because it never looks the way I think it should look.
No.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
I always think it should look a little cooler or a little smoother or whatever it is. But nobody else is doing it.
No.
No.
So we do it.
Yeah, it's super cool. I love going to events and meeting new people and seeing faces and experiencing new things. Like the whole like festival like out there was a whole different culture too.
Yeah.
Of like what people are doing, what they're wearing, like their language, like the way they like exchange bracelets. So it's cool to like learn different things from different music festivals too.
Yeah.
And then we had the eclipse,
Yeah.
Yes.
All on
Which-
top of that.
which was totally nuts. I mean, I did not know how cool the eclipse was going to be. And I was so shocked when it went from 99% to all of a sudden dark,
Yeah.
right? And I was trying to explain it to somebody. I'm like, I don't think I can really compare it to is when like the acid kicked in. Like, it's like, oh, am I tripping? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it felt like. But then you're able to look at the moon/sun, and there's just that silver, ring around it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the flares. And it's not the harsh yellow you're used to from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I'm not blind in 2 years because I was staring at it for so long. But it was so cool to look at, 100%. And then it was like dawn was rising around us in 360 degrees. That was
Yeah.
super cool. And it kind of felt like in a movie when they shoot like a flare up in the sky at night and like light that just looks really funky. You know, it's super flat or whatever it is. And so it was really cool. And but I love how we kind of started this. Like God was there because, we had no idea what we were doing. We all were able to, I'm super cheap. So I made everyone fly in like Frontier. We had to stick one bag in other people's trucks and including tents. And we did this ghetto cheap. And think about it, 10 people, 8 days.
Yeah. And I mean, we stuck it out for one part of the storm.
Yes.
That like sixth night, and in the morning it was just like a thunderstorm.
Yes.
Jen and I are just playing cards.
We were just playing cards,
the
like
rain.
just like it's fine.
I was under the
totally.
tent having a cigar by myself.
Yeah.
I was like, that was one of the low moments. It was, as low moments go, very acceptable.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we packed up and then we went to a hotel.
Yes.
And thank God we did. And
Yes.
I'll show, because the next part of the storm, it was baseball-sized hail.
It was bricks.
Yeah.
Bricks of hail falling out of the sky
Yep.
onto our SUV that got dinged up.
Yeah, and so we all put in, because like it was crazy. But we made the right call at the right time, and we made it home. And we made it home, took a little bit of break, and then we just had our event, the Fentanyl Awareness Day.
Last night.
Last night, yeah.
Last night.
And it was super cool. We had some pretty awesome speakers.
Well, we had a killer spot for the tailgate.
The event spot was super cool.
So we're doing all of our tailgates there.
Yeah.
So we have last night 5 to 6:30 was the tailgate aspect, and we had the DEA come and talk about what they're doing to reduce fentanyl on the streets. We had the Attorney General's office. We also had SAMHSA. So we had 3 badass women leaders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then we had Raquel Garcia from Hard Beauty talk about like peer recovery coaching and what she's doing. So that was just great having, and I thought the crowd really responded well to the speeches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny, you just said tailgate, okay, now we're going to do speeches. And people are like, huh? But people, I'm always shocked, even if we're doing it at a football game in, you know, the middle of a giant party someplace, people will listen to the speakers. So that was great. You know, Fentanyl Awareness Day, the little thing that I said is like, it's just such, it's so sad, so unnecessary, and to me, it's so underreported that how we have, as a culture, just accepted the fact that we're going to lose 110,000 kids in their 20s and 30s to accidental drug poisoning is bullshit. And you know, in 1985, that was the most people we ever lost drinking and driving, and that was 18,000. And when that happened, as a country, we changed laws. We had a big campaign of anti-drunk driving. MAD started, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. So much grassroots stuff happened. And now, you know, we've gone from losing 5,000 people a year to this 110,000 last year, 111,000. So I love what we do. I mean, we are definitely a very unique solution to this problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think SAFE is so important too, and I'm really glad you bring speakers because, like, I want to know what's going on, like with the DEA, the government, like what programs are out there. And so when we do like these events and people show up and they're sober, they're like, what can we do to help?
Right.
And so when I'm able to, like, you know, party with people sober at the tailgate and like listen to Taylor the DJ, walk around, take pictures, and then like listen to someone talk about what's going on, is important to me because it's like, how can I help out? What's the next step I can take? Who can I connect with? Especially as like a 24-year-old going through recovery, it's like, okay, I'm getting a little bit older. How are we gonna, like, I want to be a part of these decisions as well. So I enjoy when the speakers come and you have speakers.
Yeah, we try a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
Like last year, we had sponsor a bill that would have required every venue in Colorado over 7,000 seats to have 4% substance-free seating. So that was crazy. You know, first bill of that type anywhere in the country. So that was really fun to try. It got shot down in the Senate. So Senator Malachi, you're on my resentment list still.
This is a call out.
Yeah, call out, douchebag. But I obviously need to do some step work on this and see where I'm being selfish, dishonest, and afraid. So last night I thought was an amazing event. It was with the Giants. We have 3 more coming up. Monday the 3rd of June. We have the Reds and that is going to be a Sober AF entertainment party. Super pumped about that. There's also a conference in town called Faces and Voices, and they're all going to come to the tailgate. We have on the 9th of June a music festival at Fiddler's Green, which is going to be really fun. They're
Yeah.
give us a huge space so we can set up silent disco. So we'll have 3 DJs going, and we rope off an area for just really education about what we do and give out Narcan and fentanyl test strips.
That's awesome.
I still need to go to a silent disco.
Yes.
I
Yes,
haven't done one yet still.
it's coming.
It's coming soon.
And I talked to Taylor about getting into DJing and learning DJing and all that kind of stuff because I'm really interested in it. And then I was like, that'd be really cool if I could DJ.
No, you are DJ. All right.
If I could DJ a silent disco for Sober AF.
I mean, I'm sure it's really complicated, but you got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, 3 weeks learned.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I mean, we've got some really cool stuff coming up. And I have a lot to look forward to and with Sober AF. And I think we would love to see you guys out there. Come see us. Come follow us. And, this is my, I always have to shout out on the podcast. Follow our social handles.
Follow.
We have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram is all under Sober AFE. YouTube as well. And so just follow. I'll put the handle up there. And then if you want to host, because remember, we host all this stuff, but so can you. You can learn how to host a Sober AF event in your area. And all you have to do is contact this man right here at duke@soberafe.com.
Which is our website. So our website is soberafe.com. You can see our calendar. Contact information's on there. Bunch of cool photos. We have announced our fall NCAA college football tour.
Yes.
Which is pretty baller. Really excited about that. August 31st, we're going to Texas A&M for the Notre Dame at Texas A&M game. Next week, after that, September 7th, in Ann Arbor, Michigan for Texas at Michigan. And then the following week, on the 14th, your CU Buffaloes at CSU.
The Rocky Mountain Showdown.
Showdown.
Yeah.
And that's going to be at Fort Collins, so it's going to be up in CSU land.
Yes, it is at Canvas Stadium. I've been there many a time. Unfortunately, not sober, but I would love to make a...
But you're allowed back.
I am allowed back.
All right.
One time I was there and they actually had someone snuck a dog into the... And not a small dog. Like a husky into the stadium. And I was like, what?
That's a CSU thing.
Yes.
Every CSU party has to have, I believe, 8 to 10 dogs.
Yes, it is. I met so
In the
many
garage.
dogs up there.
In the garage.
Yeah. It's very true. And then I always managed to find the Cam the Ram, the person, like the mascot, and I would force them to take my phone and take pictures. And then I would always find the actual Ram, Cam the Ram, and I would find the handler and make them take photos of us as well. So it was crazy. I don't think I would do that now. But now I go to CU, and I'm a buff. So I love both schools. They're both great. I'm not on a hatred train for either. So I'll be there in neutrality. Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing all that you do for SAFE. We appreciate it, especially in school. Both you guys do a lot of sacrifice for what we do for no cost. So thank you. It was funny last night at the thing of the event. I was like, yeah, these guys camped for 8 days. They took 8 days of their life off, went to Burnett, Texas, and camped for a music festival. And the look on everybody's face was like, I would never do that.
I know you were talking about the music festival in June, and I was like, okay, I have a class from 12 to 1:30 every day. I just would be free after that.
Yeah.
So
1 day festival.
a 1 day festival.
1 day.
Okay.
1 day.
Easy.
In Denver.
Yeah.
We sleep in our own beds.
Whoop.
It'll be great.
That's nothing.
My classes are online this summer.
Mine are too. I just
So.
have to be there for Zoom. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah. Well, cool. I think that's all we got. We'll see you in the next one, and we love you, everyone. Sammy, I don't know. Sammy likes to flip off the camera sometimes.
When I'm angry. Not today, though.
Okay, that's good.
It's a good day.
All right.
Well, cool. We'll catch you in the next one. We love you. See you later.
See you soon.
Bye.
Peace.